So we're going to jump back into Peter Sewell's evidence to the Post Office Rising IT inquiry, and he's shown a presentation from Penny Thomas where they're trying to gather views on the ARQ process at the moment. And the more we go through this process, the more critically worried people seem to be getting about just how flawed the so-called tactical process is, which was originally criticised in the original change request, then the criticism was removed. But now it comes back and it's more forthright than ever before. There's an error-prone process. It's very manual. It's costing out a lot of resources. We can't guarantee accuracy. And the most important statement was essentially saying the witness statements we're providing are no longer true. They're inaccurate. We guarantee accuracy and completeness, and that is something we aren't in a position to do, and actually historically upon review haven't been in a position to do. But still, Peter Sewell seems very nonplussed about the whole situation. Let's jump into the inquiry.
Can we please now look at FUJ 001553885? We're now on the 11th of December 2008. An email from Penny Thomas. You are a recipient of this email. Proposed slides for ARQ service issue. And she says there, please find attached proposed slides for presentation to Wendy. Can you assist us with who Wendy was?
Wendy was the director of the project.
Now we're going to look at those slides in a moment. I'm just going to take you to a further email before we do that, and that is at FUJ 001548833. Thank you. So those slides, the original slides having been circulated on the 11th of December, by the 15th they had been altered slightly. This email you're included as well.
Yes.
Now, it's a little difficult to read this email because there are words that Penny Thomas has quoted from Graham Allen's email below, and there is her response to those questions. So starting with that first substantive paragraph, Graham Allen says, do we need to add the last point on slide 2, that although we know of no instance where we will not get an error which will indicate incompleteness, we cannot guarantee this. And her response is, Tivoli event data is known to be incomplete, viz. Turn off TECs during event storms, gaps in the event sequences generated by OMDB. There are occasional corrupt records within the event audit tracks. He also asks, do we need to add something about if we find a gap, we do not know what to do about this? If we do say this, we'll need to say that we're doing what we're doing to progress a solution to this, or what the options are to tell the post office that we can't provide data. And she says added to slide 5, and we'll come to look at slide 5, or the new slide 5. Then he comments on slide 3. I think the second point should say prone to human error. I'm presuming if we automated this, the error indicated in this point would be removed. And she says, it's not just human error, the process is not secure. But yes, that's my belief. Partially automating will remove this point. Slide 3, why does the change proposal not suggest full automation, or does it automate as much as possible, in which case it should probably be worded like that. And she says we cannot fully automate, we'll always need someone to check unfiltered errors. And then she attaches the amended presentation, says, please let me know if I haven't fully covered your comments or if any others have been identified. And I'd like to take you to the presentation, which is behind that. So if we just go over the page and on to page 3, please. So there is a PowerPoint presentation. If we scroll up, please. It's prosecution support urgent issue. Do you recall this PowerPoint presentation?
Yes, I think so.
Yes, you recall that there was going to be this meeting with Wendy and that this was a presentation to be made to her.
Yes, I'm not sure I was at the meeting, but yes.
If we scroll down, please, the first substantive slide, ARQ service audit system. Concerns being addressed here. The completeness of data was underwritten by our witness statement. Counter problems, peak, and it's a reference to that peak that we looked at. The fact that EPOS code is not resilient to errors is endemic. Mm-hmm. It says we're manually cross-checking with available event data, but completeness is still not guaranteed. If you go over the page, please. Manual and proposed process. Manual process is onerous and must be reviewed. It's error prone, so we again see that phrase that was ultimately taken out of the change proposal.
Yes.
It's error prone and time consuming. It involves moving large volumes of data between the audit server and workstation. It requires local and insecure storage of event audit data, invalidating certain statements made within the current witness statement. If we go over the page, please. Immediate issue, witness statements and court attendance. A current standard witness statement is now incorrect. We guarantee completeness and integrity in that. Is your understanding of that, that in the pro forma witness statement that we've seen quite a lot of, Fujitsu or the author guarantees completeness and integrity of the data?
Yes.
Yes. Over the page, please. Associated issues. Historic and current data has proven to be incomplete. Ramifications of historical data provisions. Fujitsu reputation. Wasn't this the moment to have a fundamental rethink of Fujitsu's assistance in respect of prosecuting people based on Fujitsu data?
I mean, this needs to be raised to the highest levels at this point, doesn't it? Because just the issues they are identifying, this is catastrophic. The impact of this is historic, current and ongoing, and has major ramifications for not only Fujitsu, but the post office, and most importantly, the subpostmasters who are being taken to court on the basis of this data.
You're asking me that question?
Yes, well, you were the manager of the team that provided all these witness statements. We're reading here a PowerPoint presentation that is prepared internally, which raises concerns about, in fact, it says current standard witness statement is now incorrect. Corporate knowledge that the current standard witness statement was incorrect. Was this not a time to have a real hard think about the way that Fujitsu went about its assistance to the post office?
I think it is now. Let's look at it now, yes. At the time, this went to senior management of the project.
I can't believe that you can't think this is absolutely catastrophic if you're actually managing the people giving these witness statements. I mean, at least it seems like it was raised to someone senior. I would imagine that this would need to go straight up to board level. It's that important, just what they're highlighting, and it could turn into something even deeper if they investigate it further.
Is your evidence then that, yes, now reflecting on this, that was the moment, but at the time it wasn't? Didn't seem to be as significant as it now seems, or?
I don't really remember my views on it now.
No, but if it was seen as significant, presumably you would remember.
No, it was a long time ago.
So even something that led to or could be associated with the prosecution, conviction, imprisonment of a sub-postmaster because of an incorrect witness statement, might that have been a significant event in your life?
It would have been, and I didn't realise it at the time.
I mean, the words are quite plain speaking in these presentations and emails now. They're getting more forthright the more we go through, right through from the original change request right through to now, where it's almost like people seem to be being critically worried about what's going to happen about this.